You might recognize this as the spot where Johnny finally catches Minny working at his house, where she then threw onions and various grocery items at him. It was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Unfortunately, there are scenes that don't make it into a film for reasons of story, timing, pacing, and it breaks your heart as a filmmaker to take some of them out because you love all your scenes, but inevitably it happens. This is probably the scene I most hated to lose from the film. It's in this scene, Stuart comes to apologize to Skeeter for the bad first date. And it's a moment where Charlotte discovers who he is, his heritage, that he's a senator's son. And it's hysterical, but in the long run, you just didn't need it. It didn't fit tonally into the movie where we needed to put it, so it had to go, unfortunately, but enjoy it.
Oh. Thank you, Pascagoula. That'll be all.
Thank you. Oh, boy. Delicious.
I'm glad you like them. Would you like a cocktail, Stuart?
No, ma'am. It's a little too early.
Huh. What's your last name, Stuart?
Whitworth.
Where are you from?
I'm from Natchez.
I know Whitworth from Natchez, but he's a senator up in Washington.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That's my daddy.
Who is?
Senator Whitworth. It's my father.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Stuart's daddy stood right next to the governor trying to keep the colored boy out of Ole Miss.
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Well, you tell your daddy that Charlotte Phelan says hello. Sit. I'm just gonna go see if Pascagoula needs any help in the kitchen.
In this scene, this is when Skeeter in the novel was outcast from the junior league, and this is the scene where Hilly confronts her for putting the toilets in the yard. And basically you see how it's made Hilly feel, and you see the consequences of Skeeter's actions. But in the long run, we realize that the act itself of her putting it in the lawn and then Skeeter being seen alone without her friends was more powerful and hit home more that she was outcast without seeing a scene showing it.
You are sick. Do not speak to me. Do not look at me. Do not say hello to my child. How long have you been planning to humiliate my family?
No, that's not it, Hilly.
You thought you were so clever, didn't you? But I've already installed 3 of those old toilets in people's garages.
Well, technically, it was a typo.
After all I've done for you, I had to fight to get you into Chi Omega, Eugenia, Skeeter, legs, Phelan. You know as well as I do, people won't buy so much as a slice of pound cake from an organization that harbors racial integrationists.
Just who exactly do you think that pound cake money is being raised for, anyway?
The starving children of Africa. Just so you know, Mary Beth Caldwell is taking your seat at Bridge Club. She'll also be taking over the newsletter. So there's no reason for you to come inside anymore.
Hi, Skeeter.
Hello, Mary Beth.
When I was writing the screenplay, I was having a lot of fun with the fact that Minny was hiding and Johnny did not know she was working there. This is one of the scenes in which she almost got caught, which unfortunately did not make it into the movie.
You know what I'd do
If I were you, I'd give it right back to him. I'd hit him over the head with a skillet, and I'd tell him to go straight to hell.
Maybe I will.
Johnny's home. What?
Celia? Seal? You playing games again?
What are you doing here?
I live here, don't I?
Oh, they're beautiful.
I took off early.
This was a scene that we shot to heighten the tension of all the people in Jackson reading the book and all the maids calling Aibileen, scared that they're going to be found out and worried about the ramifications of what they've done. And ultimately, we realized that the danger is there, and for pacing issues, we removed this scene from the movie.
Every maid in Jackson say their white lady gone and bought the book. They so scared. One-arm Ernestine say Mrs. Walters called Hilly and told her there's a book out about Jackson. How Mrs. Walters know?
Let's hope Miss Hilly read it quick so she can get started on a This Ain't Jackson crusade.
In her 1 year at Ole Miss, she never cracked a book.
This was a really, really tough scene to shoot. Very emotional, and Octavia did such a great job. If you remember in the novel, the novel ends with Leroy beating up Minny. And we shot the scene, and she did such a great job, but ultimately for the film, it just was too much of a downer. I mean, the film ends with such hope and an uplifted spirit. We decided that, that we would just tell about that in voiceover instead of seeing the scene. So if you recall, when Celia cooks Minny the thank you lunch, Viola's voiceover says Minny took her kids out from under Leroy and never went back. We decided that would be a more elegant and less traumatic way to end Minnie's storyline than having her abused and beaten up at a phone booth. So we did not put the scene in the movie.
Hello?
Aibileen, they fired Leroy last night. And when Leroy asked why, his boss say Mr. Holbrook told him to do it. Say his nigger wife was the reason.
Lord, where you now?
Me and my baby's at the corner store. I'm scared, Aibileen.
Minnie, now you listen to me. You just keep on walking. You don't have to get beat no more, and you don't have to ever worry about losing your job. Mr. Johnny told you so himself. And there's gonna be more book money coming too. Just keep on walking. Keep on walking, Minnie. You hear me? Tell me you hear me. Tell me you hear me now.
I do, Aibileen. I really do.